Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Friday. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going great. It's the day after Thanksgiving for me, and what that means is a day to do what I wanted to do today, and that was to decorate my home for Christmas. So, we moved in our home this summer, and we didn't get a lot of decor, didn't get a lot of things because it's just been busy, like doing things. I'm taking kids to work, I'm learning a new place, and feeling out your element with everything, and so I haven't really got much decor for the home. But when it came to holidays, I was excited because I got a lot of decor and I want to decorate my new home, and so that is what I'm going to focus on today. But first, I got a new coffee stand for my kitchen. I was excited. We had one back in the mountains, and when we moved here I had to take everything apart, pretty much everything taken apart, and it was a smaller thing, a little bit flimsier, furniture, and so I took it apart. A couple pieces had a little brokenness on them, and so I went to put it back together. It wasn't very easy, and I was like, it was just way too much, and I was like, you know what, I'll just get a new one eventually. Well, this is my eventually. So I got a bigger one because we have a bigger area we can put one in. And this one I like because it's not just the wood. Sometimes you get the wood and it's just that, MDF wood. This is almost coated with like a plastic covering. So it's a little bit nicer. Like sometimes when that wood stuff gets wet, it, gets ruined on it. This I feel like is going to be a whole lot better because it has a little bit of that plastic on it. So I was excited for that. And then also something I noticed in the back of this, you have that piece of like cardboard that goes in the back and the grooves on things, and sometimes it gets pushed out. Well, what happens, it gets pushed out and then you think it's wobbly and falls apart. What I loved about this, I've never seen it on any other piece of furniture yet, was they had these little plastic triangles that you put in the back of it and screwed them in so that the wood doesn't pop out the back. I thought that was a genius move on this company for the wood thing. I was like, that was a really good idea on that. And so as you can see here, I think I had to flip this piece of wood around a little bit there. So here it is right here. Here's the plastic. Push them in so that piece does not come out. I thought that was like right there was worth it just for that on the furniture. So we're going to put this together, fill it off with cocoa today, and then make the coffee station. So I was excited for that. I started doing these drawers and then I stopped. Greg got home and he finished it for me. So we're on to decorating. So I've had all my Christmas decor sitting here in my living room in boxes. It's one of those things that we got rid of a lot before we moved here because, again, downsizing, not bringing everything here. So then I was like, oh, I'll just get new stuff when I'm here. And you decorate different. You decorate different in different places. And so some of it I'm like, okay, maybe some things I could have used, some things I couldn't, but I'm like, you know what, it's fun to go get some new stuff. It's fun to kind of find my new style here and the way the house is. So Brooklyn and I have been going and picking up things, slowly. And then we went this week I went to at home and picked up a few more things, which you'll see today too. So I was kind of getting everything out and putting it here under the, the front here, just to kind of see what I even have. Because I'm like, I don't even know what kind of things that I have for decor. Because we'll see something, we pick it up, and then having an idea of where we're going to put it. But then I wasn't really sure if we were going to, keep that whole thing going. So I was just getting everything out, putting it all here. I had a few things from our old house. Here's all the at-home stuff that we got this week. I was excited for that because somebody gave me the idea of doing a different theme for different rooms, and I thought, that's a really good idea. So I did that. In my kitchen here, I'm going to tell what my theme is going to be in my kitchen here. Most of the house, we did the blue turquoisey kind of thing, and then the tree, I did the beachy thing. But in the kitchen, I was looking at home, and they had like a pastel gingerbread theme, and I thought that would be really neat. Well, the only bad thing is that I had some things that I saw before that I wanted to get, and obviously I waited too long because everything goes real quick, but live and learn. So I had some ideas. I'm like, well, you know what, we can always get it next year. So I got a few things this year for the kitchen. So I thought I would do the pastel pink and blue gingerbread men for the kitchen, do like that little baking theme in here. So that is what we're gonna have there. And I got lots of treats from the dollar store for a hot cocoa bar. So this was, I think, everybody's favorite. So I started with putting my coffee over here, and then I realized I have all these drawers, and I'm like, what can I put in all these drawers? So the kids were like, no, Bob, don't move the stuff again. So I just took all of our coffee mugs. I had some in the butler's pantry, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna put the mugs on the bottom here open or on the very bottom. So I ended up putting them on the very bottom here in the cupboard. The kids, I had to go through, it's like coffee mugs, one of those things you collect a whole lot of, and I use mine like every day. So my mugs do get worn, the ones that I use, and they get cracked on the inside from the heat and stuff like that. So I try not to keep them if they're getting older, you know what I mean, just to throw them out and not to have them, because it's kind of pointless if they're kind of cracked on the inside. So just put them all in here nice and neat. So we've got this on the left hand side is what I decided to do for that, and the top would be the ones that we can take on the road with this. And I was like, okay, that's going to work. And then the drawers, I'm like, what kind of stuff am I going to put in here? So I had all our straws and all of our lids and that. I put those in here as well, and some of my coffee and cold drink stuff as too. So like this was fun. This is fun getting this tray right here. Oh my goodness, I packed it from my old house. I couldn't find that little white pole anywhere, and I'm like, where did it go? And so I was so thankful to find the white pole, because I'm like, I think I had one a long time ago. It was galvanized and I lost one of the poles, and I'm like, pointless, because now you can't even use the thing without it. So I was glad to find that for a hot cocoa bar. And these are just treats. I got these little bins at the dollar store, and so what I did is I was going to put mini cookies in these jars, and I thought, you know what, yes, the girls, I said, would it be fun to do crushed up cookies to put on your hot cocoa? And they said, yeah, that'd be fun. So I should have just got a big pack of Oreos and a big pack of chocolate chip, but I didn't. I had the individual ones, so here I am squishing them together. It was okay. It was $1. $1 for the thing. So I basically just crushed up chocolate chip cookies and put them in one of the bins, and then the other one, the green one, I put those Andes mints in. Those were good. Remember, they used to be wrapped individually, all folded over nice and neat. Now they're like, you know, whole wrapper, like sealed, like just a whole lot different. I was like, oh, that's a different way. It was more fun unwrapping it. But we have those to go in there, and then I think a whole box of these. They were $1 or $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, and so those I just was able to push in here. And then what I did is I got the Oreo kinds as well, and so those were more single ones. I was trying to look for all the mini cookies, but they didn't have all of those at the dollar store that we were in. So basically just squeezing and crushing them in there. I could have probably opened them up. There probably would have been a faster way. Open them all at once and then smash them in here or whatever, but it worked. I just took the time. I was talking to the girls here. They were heading out, going shopping. I'm like, you guys know it's going to be like ridiculously busy. I'm like, you think it's busy most of the time. I said, like, today is going to be ridiculously busy. So they're like, I know, it'll be great. So they did tackle a little bit of shopping. I thought that was fun for when you're young to do that kind of stuff. So crushing them in here. So all of them fitted there except a few. And then I've got the marshmallows here, the dehydrated ones. I found at Walmart, got those in there. And then these cookies. Remember these? I think they used to be Vortman cookies, like the wafer ones. I love them. And so I used to find them at the discount store, but dollar store has them. Yeah, so I got chocolates, and I realized nobody likes strawberry or vanilla. I like them all, but they mostly just like the chocolate. So I thought I'd throw those in here. It's fun. Just something different to have in here. So we've got all the little chocolate wafers in here. Kids came down, they saw us, they're like, oh my goodness, Mom, there's so many good treats. I'm like, I know, let's ration them out so they're not all gone, and you know, don't fill your hot cocoa up with all the fun stuff right away. I'm like, have a few treats in there and then we'll have them for a long time, because otherwise they'll go through it real quick. And then in here I've got chocolate spoons. I can make some of those too. I thought that would be good to be able to make it. I ended up moving this. I put this in the bottom, but I'll move it in a minute. And then we've got peppermint one here. Not everybody loves peppermint, so what I did is I cut the spoon out because they were wrapped like in foil, and then I put them in the jar with the chocolate spoon. So that way they can both be in the same jar. Any extras I put like in the drawer and that, so I just layered them in here. Like I said, easy enough to make them as well, but just for looking good, this is what I did. And then I have sprinkles, you know, I have a ton of sprinkles, so all my sprinkles, those will go in there too. So I thought that was fun for that. We got those on there. And then I got these fun marshmallows from Walmart, the marshmallow shapes. That'd probably be something fun to make as well, but another day. You know, if not, we bought them too. And then candy canes, we have tons of candy canes. I went to the Dollar Tree and found them and got all different kinds, Twinkie kinds and Jet Puff marshmallow kinds. They had hot cocoa kinds. I had a ton. So I decided to put them in here, and I got a few peppermint ones as well, and just put them around. This is just a glass pint jar that I did find in the cupboard I had. And then we'll put this out for the hot cocoa as well. So many fun treats. And the M&Ms too. I had the chocolate M&Ms to put in there. And sometimes it's more just for decorating on top. And then these are my favorites, the Dove Truffles. But I realized I bought them. It said dark and milk chocolate. And I realized that all the dark ones were on the top, and the bottom container had all the milk chocolate ones. So I was like, yeah, I don't like those. So I just put that candy bin over there to have with it. So now checking it over and over, like what looks good, what doesn't. We have our hot cocoa here in packets. And I got this too. I found this at, where did I get that at? The Home Goods. It was the hard sugar. Think of like sugar in the raw where it's the hard crystals. I got that because we can put that on like muffins, because I was going to make some gingerbread muffins, and I thought that'd be good to put on top of them. So, all right, we're starting the decor over the stove. One thing in my old house, I had garland going across with lights. This one, I just didn't feel like doing that, and maybe we will in time, I don't know. But for now, I got a wreath, and I got some command strip hooks, and I thought, why don't I put a wreath over the stove, because that's always nice, and then some garland up on top. That was something I wanted to do just around there, and maybe in time we'll do all the way around the very, very top. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things like, our old house, it was further back, so when I filmed, it was nice. You guys could always see it, but maybe we will in time. So I'm just wiping this off up here and then using little alcohol strips to wipe it off to make sure it hooks. And then I'm just trying to hook it as best I can up here. And like, it didn't really hook onto it. Probably could have used like pipe cleaners or wire to kind of, you know, wind it around and hook it on, but I did get it to stay. When we were having dinner, somebody opened the cupboard and then like it kind of came down a little bit. And I was like, oh, let's readjust and fix that. So that's what you gotta do. The last house, we'd have them and like the pine cones would fall down, the bulbs would fall off. And I'm like, no. So all good things, but we got it. I thought it looked really nice up here. Something a little bit different. It's like you can decorate different because you have a different home, you know, having the same. It's good to mix things up a little bit and have it a little bit different. So this worked out. I just kind of pushed on the top and did that. And later on during the day, I ended up putting some fairy lights in here. They were a battery pack. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll get a set of lights and kind of light those up on top, and then I can have the cord come down the side there. There's a little space I can have it come down and plug it in, but in time maybe, we'll see what it is. But I thought that looked good. I'm like, just again, something different, a little bit different with things. And, you know, it's like, and then I got this little corner here to decorate. So we picked out as many little things we could find as the pink and the blue colors for the gingerbread people, but not, you know, they didn't have a ton, so it's like I was kind of limited. I was going to put a tree over here, and I'm like, do I like that in the corner with the people? And then, you know, we picked a few things out, and I was like, and this is a cookie jar right here. I found this at home, and so again, moved it all around. I was like, no, let's switch that up. So, because we bought a couple trees and stuff to go with it, so I thought this was cute here, and I can have treats over here. So I tried to rid my counter for things so I could put treats in the corners. And then this one here, kids are going to say, Mom, where's the toaster? It's not here anymore. I'm like, I know, go toast your bread in the butler's pantry. It's decorating time. So wiping everything down over here. And then I just had a few things. I don't have a ton of stuff, so we did what we could, and you know what? We can always add to it more next year. I think that's the key, is like, you can kind of see, and then maybe next year we'll be able to, when I see something, I would get it. They had really cute pastel gingerbread houses, and I thought that'd be really nice having it out. So I'm like, well, maybe next year we'll get something. But I moved my spoons over to this side of the stove just to have something different, and then this trees I switched out. So I put the white one over here so the green one could go over there. And then over here I had a couple things to put. And then the tray, I had some more stuff, so I ended up moving this around a little bit more. I was like, can I shove these all on the bottom? So just maneuvering around a little bit, see what works for here. And I thought this was, it's just like, how much can you shove on this little stand? But I got it all to fit on here. I thought it looked really good. And then I ended up adding a little table to it so it can spin easily, because I thought, well, the kids will be able to kind of turn around and get everything on it. So here's what it looks like. And all the fun marshmallows and candies and toppings and fun treats. The kids love making their hot cocoa. I mean, would you not love making hot cocoa with all the yummy flavorings? I would too. Or even on your coffee, I guess. And I decided to go get, I have the tabletop spinning thing here. There we go. And then it just spins around. That was much easier. I'm like, this will work. Easier for them to get their treats. So that was good. That's the kids' favorite. They're like, hot cocoa bar. They were so happy to see a hot cocoa bar. And this, I just put a tray under here. I've got empty space. That's a good thing. And right here, I was like, what do I even put in there? So I decided to put my mixer, because that's one of those things I do like to use, and it's kind of like back in the cupboard in the corner. And so I thought I put it here just to be able to get to it easily. And then it's just cleaning everything up again. I had piles. I just took piles of everything today. I just kept moving it from when I was done with one area, I was moving it to another area. So we had our little pies here. So I thought I'd put these on the tray, because I'd like to leave out treats and cookies and stuff like that for the holidays. And so over in that corner there where the gingerbread people are, it'd be nice to be able to have, you know, treats and stuff setting out all the time. And then wiping everything down again. Lots of cleaning, lots of picking up things today. And then there's always, you know, always dishes. We had so many last night. The girls did everything last night. And then there's just a few in the sink here. And then I just had a few to wipe up just from when I emptied the pies from breakfast this morning. There's just a few things in here. So cleaning it out makes it feel good to have a clean kitchen, especially after decorating like that and getting things done. It's like, okay, I can rest. It looks good in here. I've got my hand soap in here. It's like a gingerbread, or not gingerbread, it's pumpkin one. I'm like, we got to use that up for, because I've got Christmas ones, and I got a couple new hand towels, so I put those out as well. And then my rugs, I moved them around too. And then here I'm going to start on my little shelf here in front of my sink. I bought the little nativity set. I thought that'd be nice. And then I have these 2 little trees that I got from At Home, or Home Goods as well. So we have a little plug right on this one side, is USB plug, and then I have one on the corner here. And I thought, well, why don't I stick those on the top of my bar so I can see, or call the bar, so I can see them real good. Here's Steven. I said, Steven, show me how you make a hot cocoa. So he was doing it without anybody seeing him. And he loves coconut in his. He said it's so good. So I filled a little jar up with coconut for him. So here's his delicious tasting drink right here. He's got it looking good. And then I got this coffee mug when I was out at Home too. God is within her. She will not fall. I thought that was a great little verse scripture. So I needed a new coffee mug. I'm particular about my coffee mugs. You get older, you kind of like want to set size in a certain way on ones. And so those were good to I saw that and I was like, I like that one. Because some are like smaller, some just don't feel comfy in your hand. And I'm like, that one, I like the way it feels. So I was glad to pick that one up and add it to my collection, because my cups are kind of thinned down for the ones that I have. So here I'm working in this area here. This one, I don't really know if I love these 2 shelves under this clock here. This is probably not something I will keep, but maybe in time I will. I said it's going to be one of those things to see. I just picked up a few random things here for here. I didn't really have anything set to go up here, so I'm just kind of going back and forth and going, okay, what am I going to keep? What am I not going to keep in here? So I just kept this. I ended up adding more to it as the day went on, as I found more things, but just something simple up there. And then the table, figured I'd move on to my dining room table. Just move, like I said, everything got moved from the kitchen to the table, you know, on the benches when I was doing things. So I'm just sliding it now all over to the ottoman, and eventually I have to take it off the ottoman. That's what you gotta do when you're setting things up. So I've got this, trying to pick everything up here, get a washcloth to wipe all the stuff off the table. It's looking good, and then we'll let it dry for a minute. And then I've got my runner here. I couldn't really find a Christmas one that I love, so I got this one. It's more of a beigey color. I thought I can use it even after Christmas, which will be really nice. So we got this thing at Hobby Lobby, and I thought that looked really good here. And I thought I'd just put a candle in it. Obviously, I'm not going to burn the candle in it when I have it on the stand, but just for looks, I'll put it on there. That was a vanilla snowflake one. And I thought that looked good. And then I trying to get all my decor here. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. Every time I saw a Christmas tree, I like fell in love with it. I'm like, love this tree, love this tree. And so I would just get them, and I'm like, what looks good in here? Those little white houses I got at Aldi back in North Carolina. So I put those up here, and then I have a little nativity set. I'm like, what should I put up here? I had these three little mugs I put on top. I don't know if I'll put something in them, but for now, we'll leave it. It's just simple and easy on the table. I need to put the nativity up there because I had some. I'm like, that works. And then onto the TV. This is going to be like my mantle. I'll call it like my mantle. And so just taking everything off here, all my fall stuff on here, and then wiping it down real good, getting all the dust off. It's going to have all the new garland on here. Then I got a new garland from At Home, and I was going to put this up here. So this one I liked. It was kind of simple. It has lights on it, but I was kind of like, it's battery. I mean, battery lights are just not really efficient to use because we like to have ours on all the time. So I was like, So then I was debating. I'm like, do I want a whole solid piece to go across completely? And I thought that kind of probably looks weird in the middle there. Originally I was going to cut it, but I'm like, with the lights on it, I feel like that's not a good thing to do. So I'm like, it probably does not look very good. So I went back and forth staring at it over and over and over, and I'm like, what should I do here? And so I decided to take off the lights. I was like, you know what, let me just take these like fairy lights off. Maybe I can use them somewhere else, and then I can cut the garland in half, and then I can have one on each shelf. And so here I was unwrapping and unwrapping and unwrapping, doing that. And then on my TV here is just a background, Christmas background, and it's called the music on there. I love it. I said it's funny, I don't like snow, I don't like cold at all, but give me a scene with like the Christmas traditional scene, and it's like comforting having it on. So I have to laugh. I'm like, I don't even like snow. I should be having like a beach picture on here, but it is comforting and warm. So here I cut these in half, and then I put one on each one. I'm like, that looks really good. I feel like that was a nice garland from the Home Goods store. And then just looking at it, I had these big Christmas trees back in the mountain. I wasn't sure if I was going to use them for decorating. I had to see what I wanted to put up here, but I think I like the big green ones up there. So I kept my big green ones up there, which was nice. And then I had 2 packages of lights I found, and I'm like, let me put lights around here because we do have a plug behind the TV, and I'm like, I can just have it come down, and we can just have the lights, I can just kind of hang them across the front. So I like that. I ended up liking the mantle, or not mantle, it's not a mantle, TV, under the TV here. This was probably one of my favorite things, and I thought it looked really good. So then it's just garland with lights in it, so real simple. Could have just had regular garland, added some pine cones, which I have a lot of, and then the lights, but it works good that way. So I just have to get a piece of tape to take that, like the cord here, how it sticks out a little bit because the plug, it shows a little bit. But I kept this real simple and easy. This took me most of the day today. All I wanted to do today, I didn't want to do any talking. Sometimes when I have a project, all I want to do is get in like a zoning out and just kind of doing my own things. That's why I wasn't doing any talking at all today. I wanted to just decorate. I just wanted to decorate without having to stop a bunch of times and explain anything. I thought, you know what, I'll do a voiceover tonight. So this looks good. I think this looks really nice. Lots of little sparkle. Got the trees on there. I think it looks really good. And I put a few pine cones as well. I don't know who ran past the window. Was that Maddie? That was Maddie. I was like, who just ran past the window? Okay, this little shelf. We've got a, like right back here, we're going to be putting like that whole storage unit that's in the closet on the other side eventually, probably after Christmas. So that's why we never got a big tree, because we knew that we would have to have, you know, big furniture here. And so I had just a tiny shelf that I had upstairs that we used in our old kitchen, and so I brought it down because we needed someplace to store all of our school stuff. So that's what was sitting here, and I'm like, let me move this over here in this corner, kind of get out of the way, because it's kind of messy, kind of like one of those things that like just takes up space, you know, but I have to have it to have stuff on. So what I did is I slid it over here, and I wanted the top to be empty for Christmas decor, so I moved our school stuff down in the middle and then was able to set up my nativity on here. I was glad to have this. My mom has her nativity set, and it's all really nice, and so none of it's broken. Eventually I would like to have hers, and then the tree, I have that tree as mine. Greg got that before me a long time ago when we first got married. So I'm like, I think I'm missing a wise man, and I don't even know what else I'm missing on there, but for the most part I have the nativity sitting, and then I just put a blanket on the bottom just because we have no other place for storage. And then this thing, does anybody else know what this is? The chiming angels. It's pretty worn, it's pretty tarnished. I was like, do I just buy a new one? Even the base was a little bit broken. I'm like, I'll probably buy a new one. But these, Greg grew up with these and loves it, absolutely loves it. So I try to have one every year. And so it's one of those things, like, I'm like, it's looking pretty old, but I'm like, well, maybe we can make it work. And the candles were a little melty from being in the movie truck, but it sounds beautiful. Listen to how great this is when you're having a movie and you're sitting around listening to the tinkling. So that's really nice to have, be able to have it out. So I'm excited to have it out. And then I started to do my porch. So these we picked up at Big Lots this year. I have a porch so I can decorate it. I'm like, that's all I want to do is be able to decorate the porch. So I got these two trees. They weren't very much. I can't remember what they were. Maybe $50, $60. They were on sale. Not too bad of a price. So I just had to look, how do you put these together? I was looking for the cord everywhere. I ended up finding it as I was fluffing it out, but these are great. They were great and inexpensive and looking good. So I had to go find myself an extension cord. I'm like, where are the lights? And I'm like, oh, there they are. So just fluffing this one out here. And I wasn't sure. I thought that they were more yellowy, but they're kind of like white too, because we got all those white. It's not super white because we got all the white trees in the front yard. And so I thought, well, I didn't know if this would be good, but it'll match all my little lights out there as well. So we've got that one. I got another. I got two of them here. So I'm just, it's funny how the lights look like they're changing. Isn't that weird? Even though they're not in real life. I think that they're LEDs, and so I think I had LEDs in my kitchen one year, and I was like, ooh, I can't do those because they look weird on film, even though they're not changing at all. They just look like they are because the way that they blink so fast or whatever they do are so slow. So it's one of those things the camera picks up, but not in real life. So got these here, and I'm like, okay, fluff these all up. These will be great. So Jim was leaving to go, so I'm gonna come out here and do my porch and my Christmas rug, and then my trees, and I've got our lanterns here. So as I get more things, I can add it. I think I picked up a few pumpkins after, you know, Thanksgiving and stuff, around Thanksgiving, a little bit after it, and so I was able to add it to my porch. So maybe I'll add more things to the front too as well. And I will. That's how the decor is going to go. It's going to be one of those things that we got some stuff, so I'll probably add more over the years. And this is great. I love these little lanterns here. So I just put these little wreaths around them. I was having a hard time standing up, so I realized I can just push them through and then put them in. And then we've got fairy lights, and I was going to put these berries in here. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I ended up putting them in the vase and kind of pulled the lights up around them, and I thought that looked really, really nice. I put a few pine cones around here, And this, I was very happy with the way the porch did turn out. We had a lot of these berries from our old tree, and I wasn't going to decorate with any of them, but out here I think it looks really good when I end up doing everything. I was kneeling on this rug, and it was one of those, you know, those brown rugs that just about kill, so that wasn't very comfy kneeling on, but I got them out here. I thought this looked really nice. Very happy with the way everything turned out. The plug and cord issue, I think, was where I was having a hard time, but we got them. And then I was sitting out here, and I started putting the berries on the tray. I have a joy side time that lights up, but it's one of those battery ones, so kind of pointless. And then to stick these in here, I thought this added a lot of little pop of color to the front of the porch. I thought I had more of these, so I put a bunch on this tray and ended up having to go back and take some out. And just because I was like, oh, I only have a few strands, we had to ration them out between the two of them. But this worked out good right here. And then I'm looking back, I'm like, okay, this looks good. So just going back and forth, putting them in the tree. And then I think my neighbor had come by, or one of our neighbors had come by and started talking to me. So I stopped for a minute and talked with her, and was talking about Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. And we were just talking about the things in the neighborhood and things to do, all those good things. I'm like, sweet, love our little neighbors that live here. So there it is. I keep going inside. I'm like, okay, more. I think this is where she came. There she is. There she was. I went and talked to her. So then I came back and I had two little ornaments from our tree. I thought I'd put those on here. So I thought this looked really, really good. Very happy with the way it turned out. The lights look really neat. The trees look nice. It's fun decorating. I can't wait to be able to do more on things that we have in the house and that. I'm like, this is good. And then I ended up adding a little bit more. I came back, you'll see it after. And then I was in the house here, and I only had a few more things to decorate, so I had a few branches here. I thought, let me put these in here. And then I put some things in the bathroom, which I didn't even show, but I added a few things to downstairs, things that we bought that I wanted to do something with, and I never did anything with it. So I'm like, where am I going to put these? Even my nice, like little beachy tree, I don't even think I filmed that. I ended up putting that by the coffee stand because I really liked it, and then I put one up in my office, the starfish one that I saw. But these are good. Just this real simple to change this out in here for easy decorating. I'm gonna get probably a shoe stand for over here, some kind of little shelf to put up over here under the mirror here. Eventually everything's coming and changes. And then right here I had a little, in the front there we had the little snowflake thing. It had a light on the bottom, but I was like, what can I do? So I put a bunch of lights in it, and then this one, my sand between my mistletoes. And then that was it. This is it. Came in the house, warm and inviting. It was a great day. Feeling good. Got what I wanted to get done. So you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you guys again Monday.